the overall environmental impact of the maritime sector ecosystem is actually a myriad of things, like facing challenges in oily liquids, sewage, waste streams, the impacts on marine life, and of course, air emissions contributes to climate change and air quality. If we look at the shipping industry, it covers about 3% of global CO2 emissions, which is on par with emissions of an entire developed country. Charterers, ship owners, ports and terminals, financiers, and solution providers must all work together to collaborate to address these key challenges so that we can continue to reduce our environmental impact.
Sustainability is important for all industries, but the maritime industry is in a position to have a real impact on driving the sustainability agenda on a global scale. RightShip simplifies decision-making by providing data and insights that allow more informed decisions on social responsibility, environmental and safety practices. RightShip was founded in 2001 and it is a leading ESG, or environment, social and governance, digital maritime focused platform, providing insights into crew welfare, safety, and environmental impacts of shipping.
Over 90% of global trade is by sea. Compared to air and road transportation, shipping is generally more energy efficient, with a lower carbon footprint. Yet the push to meet global sustainability targets in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, GHG, and air emissions requires industry-wide transformation. RightShip plays an imperative role in the maritime industry to reduce its emissions. And part of the reason we're able to do this is because we have everything on vessels, from vessel movements to engine models, energy-saving devices, and any upgrades made. And then using this, we can not just analyze the efficiency of a vessel, but also how operations are within ports and terminals, providing a greenhouse gas rating for the world's fleet, and provide companies with a benchmark into their overall emissions. This makes RightShip a key component in global sustainability goals, with the mentality of, if we can't measure it, we can't improve it.
Low carbon fuels are evidently the future. There are actions that the various stakeholders in the ecosystem can take now to track, manage, and reduce their emissions. The industry has become aware that there is a need for increased collaboration, that no one party can solve the environmental problem by themselves. And therefore, the different parts of the ecosystem are engaging more closely to identify how they can improve the efficiency of vessels from a design point of view, which relates to the GHG rating, and from an operational point of view. So RightShip's GHG rating, or greenhouse gas rating, has been in the market for about 12 years now. And it takes various technical details and IMO indices and condenses them down in an easy-to-use A to E metric for various stakeholders in the industry. A being the most efficient and E being the least efficient. Charterers can use the A to E rating to select more efficient vessels as part of their decarbonisation journey. Ship owners can identify how their vessel is performing against other ships. Ports and terminals can use it for incentivising ships to be more efficient.
Ports are very, very important for the world trade. 90% of the goods traded in the world are being carried by shipping. And every voyage starts and ends in a port. And for the decarbonization challenge, that's where the action needs to start. We have noticed when we were working with MEP, 60 to 90%, sometimes more than 90% of the emissions within a port area are actually caused by shipping activities. Measuring and managing ship-related emissions is not only about compliance, but it is a matter of social responsibility. MEP stands for Maritime Emissions Portal. It's an innovative tool developed by RightShip. It monitors and measures shipping-sourced emissions within a port boundary and allows them to analyze that data to make short or long-term decisions for decarbonization. What makes RightShip MEP unique is the vessel database, which has more than 230,000 seacraft, I call it. We know their engines, we know what type of fuels they burn, and every specifications about those ships. And when we combine this with our model, we can get a very, very close to accurate, let's say, calculation. And that's what makes MEP unique and ahead of other models.
So as the cost of fuels increases, the cost of the air emissions associated with those fuels increases, and the cost of future fuels is likely to be very high. The need for driving efficiency now is imperative, and therefore collaboration is important between charterers and ship owners to share those upfront costs of the investments in energy-saving devices and equipment, but also to share the downstream benefits of the cost saving associated with that.
Before joining RightShip, I was a seafarer, worked at sea as captain, as chief officer, and have seen many operations for about 10 years. And then I worked in a port for about 9 years, doing safety inspections. I've seen so many injury incidents and environmental pollutions. The sad part was we could have all prevented those. Zero harm means any seafarer going on board can finish their contract and come back home safely. It means that no disasters happening at sea, no lives are being lost. That's what zero harm means for me.
For me, working towards zero harm is absolutely imperative. We need to ensure that we are protecting the planet for the current generations and the generations to come. I'm a keen surfer, and I like to spend a lot of my time by the oceans. And I want to be able to pass on the luxury of having that to future generations.